the illegal movement of people, typically for the purposes of forced labor or commercial self-exploitation. This is the Google definition of human trafficking. It's not a choice and it's not a job. It's people being forced into slavery in the black market that lives today. The United States experiences human trafficking, women and children, and even Ohio. According to Kate Dupre, in 2014, the National Human Trafficking Resource Center hotline received multiple reports of human trafficking cases from every state in the United States. So all 50 states have experienced multiple human trafficking reports. Through this project, I've done a lot of research about this, and it's become something I'm very passionate about because I think everyone needs to know about this. It needs to be something we don't just turn a blind eye to. First, throughout the speech, we're going to first look at women and children and how they're affected. Second, we're going to look at the United States and how human trafficking affects it. And then we're going to look at Ohio, which is here and now. Women and children. Women and children make up 80% of human trafficking victims. So this red all represents women and children, and then the black represents men. So 80% of all victims are women and children. Women are mostly used for sexual exploitation. According to randomhistory.com, women are trafficked to the U.S. largely to work in the sex industry. They are also trafficked to work in sweatshops, domestic servitude, and agricultural work. So they're forced from strip clubs to prostitution and even working on farms. Women are forced into this. Children are also forced into this for many of the same reasons. They're forced for labor. In Iran, children are purchased to become suicide bombers. And it's a terrible, terrible thing. But it doesn't just live in Iran or North Korea or Asia. It also lives here in the United States. On this picture, you can see the red dots and like blue. The blue is less, but the red represents where the most human trafficking occurs. Between 14,500 and 17,500 people are trafficked into the United States yearly. And this data source is from the U.S. Department of State. So all these people are trafficked into the United States. This doesn't even count United States citizens that are trafficked. This is just foreign people. And who's mostly affected? Blacks, whites, and Hispanics are mostly affected. Since we're so close to Mexico, a lot of women and men are forced into trafficking by coming up from the border. Every 10 minutes, a woman or child comes into this country for forced labor. A lot of women are tricked into thinking that they're coming into the United States to work and have a job and make money, and then when they get here, they meet someone and their passport's taken away, they're beaten, they're scared into becoming prostitutes. California has the most human trafficking in the United States. On this chart, you can see the yellow represents trafficking cases from sexual exploitation to labor. So California has a lot, Texas, Florida, and New York, but California definitely has the most. According to the FBI, a large human trafficking organization in California, in 2008, not only physically threatened and beat girls as young as 12 to work as prostitutes, they also threaten them with witchcraft. So these people are terrorized so that they will do whatever their traffickers want them to do. This doesn't just happen in big places like California and Texas. This also happens here in Ohio. Toledo, Ohio holds half of Ohio's trafficking rates. So, according to English from HUD Pages, Toledo is the third largest gateway city for child sex tourism in child sex trafficking in America. So that's just children. Toledo is the third largest for children. And as you can see on this chart, Toledo is the fourth largest for human trafficking sex trade in the United States. And it's being compared to big places like Miami, Portland, Oregon, and Las Vegas. And if you look at the population differences, Miami has 2.4 million, Portland has 700,000, and Las Vegas has 1.9 million, but Toledo has over 400,000. So Toledo's very smaller population compared to these larger places, but it's still in the top 4 of human trafficking for sex trade. Youngstown also has a lot of trafficking. According to the Youngstown Community Services, when the economy is down in Youngstown, the trafficking goes up. So it's still here. It's in the United States. It's in Ohio. It's in Youngstown. Women are affected. Children. It's a horrible thing for people to have to experience. It's a form of slavery that still lives today, and we should be beyond it. It's important to be aware. Instead of turning a blind eye, it's important that we raise awareness and do things about this to improve our communities and improve the lives of those who suffer greatly from human trafficking. Thank you.